When City lose, they don't know how to lose. I see.
We're not used to it like you are for the last 13 years. You've just lost to the biggest football club in this entire country. In European football, it's Tottenham. And you lost to them in a cup final.
SPORTbible and Domino's got fans from the rest of the Premier League to take a survey about Man United and Man City, and you've got to argue it out and decide which of your clubs was the top answer.
Oh, this is tricky. Different generations. One club's very successful in the last few years. You've not won a league title in 15 years.
12, 13, whatever.
I'm rounding up.
We asked the rest of the league which club is the biggest in Manchester.
I'm going Man United, mate.
I can't do it.
I'm going full blown on. I'm doing a full 360. I'm going 100%, man. It's me. It's who I am. Being a Red.
You're the biggest club in America or in Southeast Asia. Like, you're a big global brand.
You're the biggest club in Stockport.
Yeah, it's not as big as some of these markets that I'm talking about, but you're on the New York Stock Exchange. Like, you're a global enterprise. I don't know if in Manchester you're the biggest club. I don't know. I think the percentage in Manchester is very, very strong for Man City. But look, fair play to you. You're on the stock market. Congratulations. You're big in New York.
You're bigger in the Middle East.
Go over to Manhattan, have a day out over there.
You got a team in New York. You got a team in Australia. You know what I mean?
Go to LA, have a day. Go on. Why not? You're a big global brand. Well done.
Tell it's Manchester. It's like when other rivals looking in, they would say Man United.
Just.
Maybe
Changed.
just, but maybe 90%. Maybe not 100, but yeah.
You're dropping down to 90%.
Yeah.
No, it's 55% for me. But look, we'll do that. I'm saying about 55%.
Andy, what about you?
I'm going say 90.
90.
Yeah.
We asked the rest of the league which club is the biggest in Manchester, and 67% said Man United.
That makes sense. They're a global brand.
Just a 12% difference.
They're a global brand.
We asked the rest of the league which club do you think is more likely to bottle the big games?
Oh, well, that's easy. It should be 100% Manchester United. Let this sink in, yeah? Sir Alex Ferguson said this about Tottenham. He said, what did he say about Tottenham? Lads, it's Tottenham. Sir Alex Ferguson said that. You've just lost to the biggest football club in this entire country. In European football, it's Tottenham. And you lost to them in a cup final.
I'm not going to argue,
That's embarrassing.
But you have had your fair share before you won a treble. You were in a Champions League final when it mattered. And he changed it. There was no need to change it.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
It was there for you on the plate.
No defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
What was happening? No Fernandinho, no Rodri.
Yeah.
I was livid.
And we were in the Europa League final on the Wednesday and we lost to Villarreal. We could have
remember that. David De Gea.
Yeah, we could have had a European Super Cup final with Manchester. Jetting out to Monaco. And we could have been all living it up on the French Riviera.
What about the earliest FA Cup final goal in recent history? Imagine that. You waited all month for an FA Cup final against your biggest rivals. The first Manchester derby FA Cup final in English football history.
Yeah.
And they concede after 30 seconds. How embarrassing. It has to be Man United. İlkay Gundogan. Oh, remember that? Where were you when that went in the back of the net? Remember the volley?
I do remember the volley.
You've gone quiet. Do you remember the goal or not?
I do remember the goals.
Where were you? Do you remember where you were?
I was in the studio watching it with the lads at the paddock. Basically, we should have stopped you creating history.
But you bottled it.
We bottled it, I agree. And the tears at the end, it was crocodile tears for me again. Players crying again. All right, we just won a League Cup. It was great. But yeah, I've seen too many times over the years, United have bottled finals. Last year, FA Cup final against you.
What's the worst one? Is it Spurs? Must be Spurs.
No, it's the derby.
What, the FA Cup final?
Yeah, the FA Cup final. Giving it you on a plate.
We asked the rest of the league which club do you think is more likely to bottle the big games? 73% said Man United.
You know, 15 years ago, whatever you say about Fergie, if he was tactically advanced enough compared to foreign managers in the Champions League, for example, whatever you say about him, he never got his sides to bottle. No bottles for Man United, really, were there?
We asked the rest of the league, which club do you respect the most?
Oh, it's going to be easy because of the money and stuff like that. All I'd say is I think there'll come a point, even Man United fans have to respect the project of Manchester City, the brand of football, 4 in a row. These aren't just because of money being thrown at the project. Like, Man City have spent less money than Arsenal in the last 5 years. Man United have spent billions of pounds since you last won the league title. I know you don't like it. I'm not saying, as a United fan, I'm not saying you have to like it. Of course not. But there has to be a little bit of respect for how good De Bruyne was, how good Company was, scoring that winning goal in the Manchester derby, the 1-0 in the Aguero season. The Aguero goal, obviously against you lot, you must hate it, but on some level, there has to be a little bit of respect for how good the City project's been in the last few years.
Yeah, I will give respect to certain elements of the players, even some of the fans, when Alex Ferguson went into hospital and that day you won the league title against Huddersfield.
Yeah.
A boring 0-0, but and they had the banner. Get well, Sir Alex. So yeah, there's a bit of respect there. But when it comes to Derby Day, obviously, it runs deep for me. Now, the Manchester Derby now, it's like it's a hot potato now. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to do.
No. I think more fans, look, Cantona, Beckham, Bobby Charlton, Dennis Law. I think there's more of a respect for that history than Man City's, with all due respect. But I think it's getting better every single year. I think football fans love how good Guardiola is in English football. He's revolutionised English football. So I think the respect's growing, but it has to be Man United for me. I think football fans will think it's about 75% respect to Manchester United.
I'm going to go a bit more. I'm going to go say a bit more too, like
80%.
80%. We respect Man United, what they've done over the last... first team to win the treble.
I'd agree, yeah.
First team to win 3 in a row since Arsenal. But records get broken.
All the time, yeah.
All the time. And that's the cycle of football. It'll go, it'll come. There'll be a time when United and City's in the shadow again.
Yeah, I think it's Manchester United. Obviously, you said about 80. I'm going 75%, something like that, I think.
We asked the rest of the league, which club do you respect the most? And 50% said Man United and 50% Manchester City.
I forget sometimes how much people hate. You ruined so many people's childhood. Including myself, of course. But then because of the last 13 years, it's a lot of City fans have ruined Arsenal's, young Arsenal fans right now and Chelsea fans.
I remember the Arsenal fan at the FA Cup final, the League Cup final, crying, and he went viral, the poor lad. Jesus Christ, man. Sky Sports ruined his upbringing.
We asked the rest of the league, which fan base is more entitled?
I think at this moment in time, I think it's Man City fans, because when City lose, they don't know how to lose. I've seen.
We're not used to it like you are for the last 13 years.
I know, but when you lose, it's like you love giving it out. But when the hits the fan, you don't know how to lose, mate. And I remember Harry Kane scoring again last minute, 3-2 for Tottenham, and I live near the stadium. Absolute carnage outside. That City fans fighting with Tottenham fans. Yeah. City fans fighting each other.
Yeah, but that was Tottenham. Tottenham's they're a wind-up club.
When you lose a game, sometimes though, I would say about 5-6%.
Yeah.
You can't take it, and you go absolutely into a meltdown.
But you think United have to be winning European Cups and Premier Leagues every single year, and that's why you're more entitled. City fans are happy with the League Cup. You ask any City fan, when I was growing up, I would have liked a derby win. When Benjani scored against you in the derby, that was heaven for me. That wasn't a cup, that was a single game.
That was quite emotional.
Did the double over that year as well.
That was a quite emotional game.
No, I'm saying even scoring against Man United is a great day out. Man City fans are happy with the League Cup. On my life, but you expect to win the league title every year.
Man United's expectations now have been, it's a big reality check after that Europa League final. Because even if we'd have beaten Spurs, you're still papering over the cracks.
Of course.
And it was the biggest wake-up call we needed. And maybe it's a blessing in disguise, because Tottenham are still Tottenham. Even I start singing the Arsenal song, What You Think of Tottenham. Even I I'm singing it in work, in middle at night, and it cheers me up. So, but Tottenham is still Tottenham, but yeah.
But no City fan expects to win the Champions League. When we do, it was one of the best days of my life. But United fans expect to win it every single year.
Do you expect now to City to go deep in the Champions League every
because of the squad. But as a club, City getting to an FA Cup final, winning a League Cup, like I've just said, is a beautiful day out. It's a beautiful moment. But United fans expect to be dominating English football every single year, and you've not done it for 13 years. You've been moaning for 13 years.
It's a generation.
You've been moaning for 13 years.
We've been at the banquet for so long.
Yeah, 25 years.
The taste is turned sour now.
Oh yeah.
The sour taste of last season, and until we get the volley, we're on volley-ons and quiches. Peter Kay would say, Volleyball's quiche, orange juice. We will never get the Waitrose menu.
No.
Or the Marks and Spencer's menu.
No, of course not.
For the buffet.
Ferrero Rocher, you're not having Ferrero.
Oh, no.
You're having Freddo's, mate. You're on Freddo diet right now.
We're Aldi and Lidl.
100%.
That's us.
100%.
We're shopping. We're shopping at
The cost of living crisis.
the Quickie Mart.
Of course. But here's the thing. That's going to be going on for decades. You're not going to win leagues. You're not going to be dying at the top table for years. I'd say United fans are more entitled, though. I would say that. But you've had so much success. Maybe they deserve to be entitled. Who knows?
Well, I've seen enough to know we are not entitled to anything after last season.
Yeah.
So what percentage are we going to go, guys?
80%. 80%.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
We asked the rest of the league which fan base is more entitled, and 61% said Man United.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course it is. But you're entitled to be entitled because they're such a big club.
1 minute, I got cramp. Oh my god. I'm not joking. It's called old age.
What's the score prediction?
I'm gonna go 2-1 Man United.
2-1.
Yeah.
Based on what?
You always win the derby one game a season.
Yeah, that'd be a big game for you lot to win that. I'm going 3-0 Man City, 100%.
Oh, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know with this team.